Once again, we are back on Boond Soch ki Tea Talk Train of Thought with a series of an episode with Mrs. Shweta Ashok. She's into nutrition and lifestyle coach. It's an excellent insight what we are getting as for the nutrition aspects which are concerned. Ma'am, now in fact there are the various myths which are there, like myths of constraint. Now when we talk in terms of an high fat food are unhealthy, so what you have to say to a target audience like?
Like you said, there are so many myths. Fat is very important for the body. In fact, fat actually helps you reduce fat. But again, it's the good fats. So that could be nuts, seeds, certain oils, your unrefined oils. These are things that help. When you talk about high fat foods, these are your refined foods that we usually eat when we go out. Your burgers, your pizza, lot of cheese. It could be cakes, pastries. Those are the fats that we need to limit. Again, I don't believe in a very restrictive approach because you have only one life. You should enjoy everything, but it has to be limited because those refined fats are unhealthy and in some way or the other disrupt the hormone functions in the body.
Nice.
So we have to include the good fats that come by, like I said, your nuts and seeds and everything, and that will kind of balance things out.
Okay, good, great. And also when we talk in terms of breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So what you have to say to a target audience then?
Breakfast is very, very important. Provided, there are a lot of people now you've seen that skip breakfast because they think they may lose weight because of it. Ideally, if you skip anything, you're actually putting your body into more of a stress, and that really kind of, takes you backward. If you have any form of condition, especially things like thyroid, diabetes, these are things for which we have to actually eat breakfast because we have to make sure that our meals are smaller and they're frequent. Okay, and the whole dialogue around eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, dinner like a pauper. When we say breakfast like a king, it's the quality that you need to focus on, not on the quantity.
Yeah.
And when I say quality, again stick to your traditional cultural things like for me, like I'm a South Indian, so something like a idli, dosa, upma, these things are something that will sit well with me. For you, it could be, if you choose, like it could be parathas, because this works with your gut.
Correct.
Right? So we have to also be mindful of the choices and the quality of nutrition that we're going for in breakfast. And ideally, your breakfast has to be warm because our digestive system requires something that's as soon as we wake up, something that's warmer instead of something that's very cold.
I see.
So it could be like a lot of people are doing smoothies and everything. Again, when it comes to health and nutrition, everything is situational. It's body to body, person to person,
Correct.
choice to choice, right?
Correct.
But as someone like to my clients, I don't really tell them to have a lot of smoothies first thing in the morning unless they want to do it by choice, because we have to give something a little more warm for our breakfast.
I see. Good. And many times you need to, it's said like you need to have eat small and frequently for optimal health So what you have to say on that
Yeah, so like I said, so if you have particular conditions, it's very important to make sure that you're eating small and frequent meals. If you are going for fat loss, if you have any clinical condition, initially at least it's very important to do small frequent meals. Our system also cannot digest large meals in one go. Our stomach is actually only this much. So if we're eating too much at one time, our body can't digest all of it, and then we face a lot of acidity, bloating, all these issues. So small frequent meals are important, but also if you don't have any medical conditions, you have to ask yourself कि actually भूख लगा है कि ऐसे ही snacking करने का मन कर रहा है तो जाके खा रहे हैं. So I think that is something that we have to create awareness and be mindful of.
Okay, good, great. And how about this non-nutritive sweetener are healthy like. So what do you say on that?
I generally don't recommend artificial sweeteners. I usually say that if you really, it's okay to have the sugars and jaggery and other forms. It need not be white sugar, it could be any other form of sugar. Again, quantity and portion matter. But when we're having something organic, they not only come, it's not only about whether it's adding sweetness to your food, but they also have a lot of vitamins, minerals, fiber that is part of the ingredient.
Nice.
But in artificial sweeteners, because it's chemically made, there isn't anything extra, like there's nothing natural about it, right? So now there are studies around it that eventually, because it's chemical and because it's artificial, it can lead to cancer. But it's also, there's still a lot of research and grey area in that field.
Nice.
So I generally don't recommend unless somebody's already been doing it for the longest time. And if you do have a habit of taking artificial sweeteners, I think it's very important to switch between things. Like either keep switching brands, or make sure that if for 5 to 6 months you're on one particular sweetener, try and also introduce natural sugars once in a while to your food.
I see. In fact, Shweta, thanks a lot for really enlightening our target audience in terms of the health factor and the nutrition food habits which are there to ensure the overall life should be healthy as such. I'm sure it's a great insight. So what we are getting from her and the valuable tips for our ttalk audience. Do catch up with Shweta Ashok. She's into nutrition and a self-style coach. Keep on watching ttalk with Boond Soch and follow with Shweta Ashok on the next episode of ttalk with Boond Soch. Thank you very much, and thanks a lot for being part of this show. Thank you very much.